I'm Ricky also. I'm a graffiti artist and designer and illustrator, and I think I've always sort of done commissions because where I grew up it was quite small, so you couldn't really get away with much illegal stuff, and I couldn't get out of town easily. So I ended up trying to find commissions to be able to just paint, just as a way of getting the paint together and finding somewhere to actually do it. So even from when I was really young, I was doing youth club commissions and bits and pieces like that. So it's always been an element. And then I started getting asked to do tape covers or record sleeves and stuff like that. And then that's where the sort of graphic design side came from. So I was like, oh, okay, I can actually do this as a job, and found out what graphic design actually was. And then did that for a long time. 10 years ago is when I set up a paint shop, which is the whole idea was to sort of mix graffiti and graphic design and do commercial work there. And then work with loads of different brands to capture sort of the energy of graffiti and to create original artworks. So I met Nurk. When he was really young, he used to come to a lot of jams in London. So he would just be this sort of young kid turning up and asking loads of questions. And always, he always thought it was quite cool. But over the years, he's been doing, getting more and more into painting, and he's becoming, pretty well respected in his own right for doing what he does. So when I moved down to Bournemouth, he was one of the first people I contacted just to see where I could go paint and what the crack was down here.
Just nuts, graffiti artists from Bournemouth/London. I think my work represents me quite a lot because it's really crazy and mad and just kind of thoughts in my head, and then it all kind of branches out onto the wall. So I guess my thoughts represent who I am. The name came from just choosing letters that I liked about 4 or 5 years ago now, and I liked the M-E-R-K-S. There's a few others in there, but these letters in this order kind of just stuck. So ever since then, it's kind of clicked, and I've used it since. I've had a few, but Nurks is kind of the one that's stuck with me the most. But how to get one, it varies from what kind of thing you want. Do you want a common word but make it misspelled, or do you want a name that is really weird with numbers and all that? So it's kind of down to the individual how you get your name. But for me, it's just it was choosing letters that I liked.
Graffiti has obviously evolved since the 70s, when it was just tagging, and then those tags became more elaborate, which became pieces. Pieces are basically a full colour artwork. So it's normally a name, and it's got all the colours in it, backgrounds. They might have a character added to it. So that's it's called, the name piece comes from masterpiece. So that's your masterpiece. From there, if you want to, the tagging is basically writing your name. So that's progressed in terms of style as well. And sort of in between that, you've got dubs, which is basically a sort of slightly more elaborate tag with normally chrome fill.
Border.
That's probably the different styles that you get.
Semi-wild style, Euro style, taper line.
Graffiti's been around since man has. It's been around. People were writing on caves, a long time ago. So it's obviously something inherent in man to sort of say that I'm here, and this is who I am. This is what I can do. So I mean, and then graffiti that we're sort of talking about has progressed from the Bronx in New York from the 70s. Kids in a sort of grown up in poverty and disillusionment started writing on trains and writing on walls. And ever since then, there's something about it is captured everyone's imagination. It's the world's biggest art movement, that's ever been seen. So it's done. I don't know what it is that that appeals, but there's something about it that's kept going.
The general basis of graffiti is obviously painting as much as possible, painting letters, and I guess that's the difference between street art as well. Because street art is very much a bit more arty.
I'm not sure if people would refer to me as an artist or not really. I always consider myself as a graffiti writer. That's where I come from. That's where my influences originally came from. I suppose now people are starting to accept graffiti writers as artists. So Street art's much more public focused. You know, it's more about sort of portraits and something that other people can understand. And graffiti's always been very insular. So you paint graffiti.
Texture stuff. Sometimes you see like a picture of like a chicken with feathers on the wall, but graffiti doesn't ever have that. So that's why it's different.
So I think with the
principle.
sort of oncomings, over the years of street art, it's opened it up for everyone, and now we're considered artists, which is nice. So I've been passionate about graffiti ever since I was really little. There was a book came out called Spray Can Art, which when I first saw that book, I was absolutely hooked on it. So I was doing drawings before then, but that was the sort of the groundbreaking moment when I saw all these amazing artists from New York and London and places like that, and I was hooked. So ever since then, I've been drawing and trying to get better and trying to progress my style. So it's about 30 years of doing it. Is graffiti important? Oh, it's important to me. I don't know if anybody else cares. Graffiti is growing because I think people are getting fed up with commercial messages all the time.
Go outside, it's kind of there even if you don't see it, and it's more like important now because obviously
advertising billboards and so for me, I think people respond really well to seeing something that's been created by hand, it's been created by someone who's passionate about what they do. And just, I think people just like seeing colour in places that have been run down. But I lived in London for about sort of 15 years, so it feels more like home than anywhere else really. But in terms of sort of London graffiti style, it was, again, it's quite an insular style. It's very much, if you're not doing something that reflects back to the sort of the old London graffiti style, then it was quite hard to actually sort of get taken seriously there. So there's a lot of sort of inward-looking attitudes in London, I think, to graffiti. But obviously now it's becoming bigger and bigger. There's so many more different people painting that it's kind of opened it up a lot more.
I've been writing for about 6 years properly now, and just my influence at the start was going to Paris. I just saw everywhere there, and I liked it, and then kind of went off from there. I do holidays purely for this at the moment because I'm trying to get myself out there as much as possible. But I've travelled around, like, the favourite location was probably my last one was Lisbon. So I went there a year ago, but I didn't go there for long, so it was like, it kind of like teased me a bit, and then I went back there and I just thought like, yeah, this is good. This is like a good place, like Lisbon and the south of Portugal as well is good. My favourite place so far.
Shoreditch is well known for its graffiti. I used to sort of hang around there before it had been that painted, and you've seen the difference between what's happened to Shoreditch then, which was just a weird place full of strip clubs and empty sort of squats, to now being multi-million pound properties, flats. So it's weird, you see a lot of pride in the area. Obviously, that sort of weirdly with that place, the downside is it's forced everyone out of the area because no one can afford to live there anymore. So then all the artists go somewhere else and live that area instead.
Hey everybody, my name is Kasha. I'm representing Hip Hop Says. It's an international platform representing all hip hop artists, so DJs, graffiti writers, breakdancers, and also all the rappers.
So we're in London. I'm French. I'm Vianney. My name is Vianney Bérin. And we're in a legal area to paint, I guess. So that's why we came here. I'm with a friend, and we intend to do a painting here.
So my name is Ajax. We're in a nomadic garden in Shoreditch, and I write graffiti, but I'm a student studying graphic media design.
So we are now in Lick Street. My friend Greg is doing a piece just behind you, and we're just having fun. So my sort of role is sort of trying to bring everybody together in terms of everybody who's involved within hip hop culture. So I bring all the artists together, so graffiti writers, everybody else. So I kind of felt like that sort of piece was missing in London, and the fact that we have people from different nationalities, like I'm Polish, and we have people who are from France, from Italy, from all over the world, and the project itself is trying to just bring everybody together, and peace, love, and having fun.
I was introduced to art through graffiti, so there was like an abandoned school in my hometown, and me and my friend used to go up there and we were doing photography, and there was graffiti everywhere, so we thought we'd give it a go. Just about kind of went on from there. And then coming up to London, obviously there's a massive scene for it, so just tried to get involved as much as I could.
A friend of mine was doing graffiti, and I guess I was very influenced by hip hop and this kind of stuff when I was young. So I went into graffiti, probably a bit because it was à la mode or fashion, but also because I've always been into drawing, so I think it was called block letters. If you look at these ones, it's simple shape letters. I used to do graffiti with more intricate shapes, you know, letters that were more complicated, and it's called wide style graffiti. So I used to do this, and sometimes a bit of block letters, as it's called.
Well, I used to do writing, like, you know, like pieces and stuff, but I kind of got a bit bored of that. Really cool, don't get me wrong, but it's a bit samey. So I started doing illustrations, just to be a bit different. I've done a couple things in Bristol, and then here, this is the only place in London I painted at the Muddy Garden. But yeah, I'm not really one for, I don't really do all the kind of bombing stuff, you know, because one, I'm not good enough to be worrying about getting caught while I'm doing it. So here, places like this where you can stop, chill, you can get a bite to eat. Most of the places I'm used to, yeah, it'd be a big abandoned place. And if you don't bring food with you, you're getting really hungry and pissed off and you're just rushing your stuff, or you know, it gets dark and raining. Here, if it rains, you can go and, you know, sit down and there's people and it's a nice vibe. So yeah, places like this where there's other people about and there's food about, really, because you get fucking hungry doing stuff.
I don't know what the future holds. I think it's going to become a little bit more sort of like graphic, like a bit more digital in terms of like print editing and movie making and all that, but I think the styles.
Where will I be in 5 years? I'll probably be sat in this studio. I don't know, in 5 years' time I just want to be better. I just want to keep progressing, you know. As soon as I stop.
I was very influenced by hip hop.
Yeah,
I work as an architect, I'm an urbanist, so I'll probably be still in Paris working in architecture and urban planning.
I hope to do what I do more often, so you know, the jam sessions we do, trying to bring even more people, trying to make it bigger. We started as just, you know, a group of friends just having fun, you know, some guys doing graffiti, some other people, you know, doing little, you know, rapping and stuff, and for us to, you know, just gathering more people and maybe try to expand outside London as well, because currently we've just been doing it in London.
Just travel more and meet new people, have new contacts, and I think that's the most important thing. The most important way to go out there, just travelling and seeing new things, meeting new people.
I'd say graffiti is honest, yeah, I'd just say graffiti is honest. That's what I'd say about it. Yeah.